live. Woohoo!
Hey, how you guys doing, man? It's Joe D, and welcome to another Share a Beer. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, 2017. This is Share a Beer 441. 441. And today is what, National Repeal Day, right? It's the official anniversary of the repeal of prohibition.
Yeah.
Which was what, 14 or 15 years of prohibition?
Yeah, that works great.
Or was it 11? Was it 11?
From 20 to 33, I believe. Was it 1919 or 1920 to 1933?
I was started in 1920.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can thank Volstead, a Minnesota senator, for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for the prohibition?
Yes.
Yeah, it was called the Volstead Act because that's the guy who enacted it.
Yeah, the rocket scientist who figured that out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic for our country, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Al Capone loved it.
Yeah, it was the best thing ever for organized crime.
Hey, we've got Paul in here as well, man. How you doing? We're not. I hope we're not interrupting bath day.
Yeah. You have to draw a bath tonight, Paul?
Good?
Yeah, we're here.
You got the water in his ears still.
Why is it every time I come in there's something about that?
Yeah.
He had water in his ears.
Yeah, he had water in his ears. It's great. But today, hey, Paul, I don't know if you heard, but today is the anniversary of the repeal of prohibition. So yeah, it's being talked about, everywhere on social media, at least on Instagram. That's the extent of my social media right now. But here, this is a look at our local news has a little deal on it on Instagram here that you can. I'll share my screen. You can see.
Yeah.
On this day, prohibition was repealed. It's been 84 years since the 18th Amendment prohibiting the sale of alcohol was repealed.
That must be incredible if you're about 90-something or 100 and living through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so normal to us.
Yeah, it's so normal to us. There's hardly I would think, let me see, if you're alive, you might not have been like too much of a drinker back then because you were probably, just born. Somewhere just that. How did you do anything to celebrate this, Zach?
Just have a beer.
Of course, he runs his own brewery. Why not?
Yeah.
Everyone, grab a glass. Got to celebrate the repeal.
Yeah. 84 years, isn't that something? 84 years.
Yeah. Long time.
That's a long time, man. So yeah, if you're still alive, you weren't. I don't imagine. Well, you have to be over 84.
Mm-hmm.
How like you'd. I wonder what the legal drinking age was before the repeal of prohibition.
I don't think there was a drinking age. I don't think. Probably not.
You think it was left up to your parents or something, or
probably? Yeah.
In some states, I think in Wisconsin, they had the mantra like Germany does: if your kid can reach the top of the bar, he can have a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, because things were. It was a very, very, very different country then, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, big time!
like, can you hear us now, Paul? How's that going?
Yeah, I'm getting some sound all over the place here, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of echoing happening there.
Mm-hmm.
If you got YouTube going on, just pause the video on that.
Yeah, if anything,
hit the mute on YouTube.
Well, that too.
There it is. You're right. I still had it open. I'm good.
Yeah. That usually that's what it is. Yeah, you hit the pause on that and it goes away, or turn the sound off or something like that. So
I didn't realize I still had it.
We got Kent's beer reviews in there in the chat. We got Travis D in the chat. Of course, Andrew's in the chat, but he's live in person too. So, hey, what are you drinking today, Zach? How are things going, man?
Pretty good. Just doing a pinstripe porter from Ska. Or
Okay.
pinstripe
That's a
porter.
good one.
Oh, pinstripe. Okay.
I gotta hit the road, guys, but I wanted to show you, since I'm in Texas, I got a Texas beer to have once I get back.
Hey, yeah.
So I'm gonna do a Greg. Let's see what's in the fridge tonight.
Minus the beard.
Yeah, there you go. So I got a St. Arnold's Christmas Ale.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So
You can't get St. Arnold?
no, we don't get St. Arnold's. So
Oh, okay.
that was, I got a 6-pack, drank a couple last night. I'll have a couple more tonight once I get back. So
What'd you think, real quick?
it was good, really nice. It's kind of malty, but it's got a little bit of hop and some nice, kind of wintry spice type of thing. So it's pretty tasty.
Okay.
It's 7%, so it's a pretty solid beer.
Right on.
So
Well, thanks, Mark, for jumping in, man. We do appreciate the few moments there. So,
yeah, no problem. Take care, guys.
all right, man.
Bye, bro.
See you next week, Mark.
Draw a bath if you can, Paul. Hurry up
Yeah,
and
draw
your
back, man. We don't want you to miss that.
All right, later.
All right, man.
Bye.
I watched was it a series or a movie? I think it was a movie. It was on Amazon. Yeah, because it was about some war veterans or something back in the day or something like that. Or no, maybe it was on Netflix. Anyway, it was a movie, which is rare for me because I don't watch too many movies. I usually watch series, But yeah, they were taught. It was like way back in the day. I think it was World War I or something like that, and they, these guys were really poor, and they were talking. Yeah, I think every Sunday or Saturday was bath day. I thought about Paul. It was funny. Yeah, they were out there, drawing the bath and everything.
Well, I really don't want you to be thinking about my bath days. I don't think that's a good place to go.
Yeah, fair enough. So what are you drinking, Paul?
I am drinking a Wynona's Big Brown Ale.
Yeah.
Yeah, bum should know that.
Know it well.
Yeah, inspired Joe from your brown ale on what was that you had last week or something? You had some big brown ale that looked really good.
Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Let me go on my Untapped and find out the name of that one again. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, I that was my first was big brown ale. So this is perfect. This is Voodoo Brewery from a local area here. So 7.5%. Looks pretty good.
I sent you that one, didn't I, Joe?
Yeah. I was
Joe,
trying to figure out how I had it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. I did mail a couple of those to Joe a few months ago, Paul.
It was good. Nice and malty.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, Wynona's Big Brown. Yeah, by Voodoo. Oh, this is a bourbon. No, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
I think they have a couple unique versions of this, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they have a couple of it. That one's pretty good though. That one is
very good.
Yeah, it's damn good. Yeah, let me show everybody real quick what this one's all about that Paul's having, because that is a really good brown ale. 12,800 total ratings on here. 328 in the last 30 days. 7.5% ABV, 31 IBUs, 3.71 bottle caps.
Yep, it's good.
So pretty darn good one. I've logged it on here one time. That was I've got another one of those other ones too. What? I'm trying to remember how to get to my.
No, I also sent you the Big Black Voodoo Daddy from Voodoo.
Oh, Sumatra Mountain
Oh,
Brown.
that's what it was.
Yeah, that was it.
Found by Founders. That's the one I just had.
Everything by Founders is great. Sumatra Brown. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got one more bottle of that. That one's excellent, man. That was really good. Oh my God, that was great. What did I say about it? Let me see. Let me see what I said about it. I'll show everybody just in case. Another fantastic brown ale. This one's an imperial brown though, 9% ABV, 99,000 ratings on here, man. Pretty impressive. Yeah, I have fallen in love. This was my. I have fallen in love with this brown. Tons of coffee, chocolate, and great malt body and sweetness. Yeah, it was fantastic. You know, my only frustration with and I was sampling this one during the Rams game. So this was not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before. My frustration right now with Untapped is the flavor profile. I'm not, you know, if they don't necessarily have it already in there, you can't just put a flavor in there. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say I don't know, lime or something, and you're getting lime out of a particular beer, and you type in lime, but it doesn't pop up as one of their pre-done or whatever flavors, then you don't get to put lime in there. It's like only if it comes up can you put it in there. So which I think sucks, because sometimes when I actually type in there for my comments on a beer, you know, I won't put all the things that I'm putting in the flavor profile, you know, to just save you know, the characters. Because I'm like, well, it's already on the flavor profile. You can see it, you know, but you can't always do it. So it's a little, you know, hopefully they fix that. They're pretty good about getting to stuff, you know.
Now, does that flavor profile option show up when you check in on your computer? Because I don't recall it being on the computer check-ins. There's a lot of things on Untapped that are exclusive to the app or exclusive to, you know, to computer.
Yeah, you know, you got me on that one.
And when I've checked in via phone and have seen the flavor profile option, I've never even messed with it. Whatever's there, I just leave it alone. I never even clicked on them, for one thing, because I don't want to screw up my entire check-in that I've done up to that point. The photo and everything. I've just left those options alone. Can you eliminate them?
I think it's like tags, so I think you can click to take them away and add new ones.
Okay, I've never even touched that.
I haven't either.
Checked in by phone.
Yeah.
Whatever's there is there.
Yeah, you can edit your review and stuff. So I would imagine you probably could remove them. I've never, you know, tried. I generally, you know, sometimes want to add something to a review, maybe an update or something, but I very rarely do that either. So I'll just kind of, on my next login for that beer, I'll kind of put whatever I want that time. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And Tom, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Okay, man.
I just finished up with the Lost in Liquids Super Session 8.
Lost in Liquids.
It's a delicious session ale. But now I'm drinking. I see my local place. They said on Twitter. They sent something out. Founders CBS.
Oh,
the Canadian breakfast. Yeah, I've heard of that.
There was a 1 bottle limit.
really?
How much did that cost you?
Oh, Jesus. It's the most I've ever spent for a beer, to be honest, ever. This cost me like $25.
Oh my God.
$26.
For how big a bottle? How big is that?
It's a 750.
Wow.
Only reason I did it is because I'll never see it again. And I'm like, screw it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand.
I've never even come close to having this. I'm going to share the screen on this one. This one's, I think this is the highest rated beer I've seen so far.
It's getting released. It got released on the 1st. So it's coming out now. So you should be able to see it at some point.
Look at this, man. This is, you got 31,000 ratings on here total. This is for the main log on this beer. 4,283 in the last 30 days. 10.6 ABV. No IBUs registered. 4.69 bottle cap rating on here, man.
Wow.
For 31,000 totals, and you got a 4.69. That's a damn good beer. Zach, have you ever had this?
Almost 5. Wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's really good. Okay.
I like it. I like the Canadian better than the Kentucky.
Better than okay.
It's almost like a if you
The
have
UKBS
the coffee
is
syrup. If you have coffee syrup for like
Yeah.
it tastes like that with like chocolate. Like
Wow.
Yeah,
Like
I like the Canadian breakfast. It's a little smoother. It has like that maple syrup. The Kentucky breakfast to me was a little bit, it's heavy bourbon.
Yeah. It's
So
very good.
The description on this one's Canadian breakfast stout is an imperial stout brewed with a blend of coffees and imported chocolates, then aged in spent bourbon barrels that have most recently been aging pure Michigan maple syrup.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Wow.
That does sound good.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
This is the type of beer you want to share, though. I wish I had somebody to share with us right now.
Yeah, because sharing is caring on something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Fills you.
Here's the different variants of
Fuck
it.
sharing that beer. Fuck that one, man. I'll drink that shit.
I'm glad you said it, Zach. I was thinking the same thing.
I ain't sharing that shit with nobody.
Here's the 2017. So this is the one that Tom's having right now. You've got 15,000 ratings on this one. 15,000 in the last 30 days. So this one's hitting boom right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can find this, man.
If you get KBS and all that, if you get Founders, you should find it.
I'm gonna see. I don't see like like I said though. I'm a bad example, but I don't really see. Okay, you've got the exact same description. Still 4 points. Yeah. Well, this one's 11.7% ABV now, so it's even higher. But I don't really see like in my areas. When I was in New Mexico, I didn't really see it. In here in Phoenix, I don't really see it. Like I say though, I'm a bad example. I'm not a regular Joe, if you will. I don't work usual hours. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I could be completely missing a whole scene. But I never really see lines anywhere I go for anything. I've never personally stood in a line for anything other than groceries at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the hell out of there.
You've never stood in line at a brewery or anything?
No, never. I've always been able to just walk up and they either have it or they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like sort of thing.
We get a lot of breweries with like hype and everything. That's the hype brings everyone, I guess, right?
Yeah, and that's why I say I could be completely missing the whole thing. But even the beers that are in really big demand by, some of the local breweries and they'll be announcing, hey, we're going to be tapping this, and then, boom, first come, first serve, and it's gone. And, you can typically just go down there and, okay, give me a pint. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never been in a line, and and that's why I think the last time we talked about this, I said that I wonder if it's just an Eastern country sort of thing, because on social media it seems like east of the Mississippi River, it's just like, woof, we're standing in line.
The first time I ever seen people standing in line was Pliny the Elder in California. That's the first time I've ever seen like televised people actually waiting in line and wanting to try the beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I imagine. For me, it doesn't matter where the beer is. It's just, it's what it is.
Yeah, it's what it is, exactly. Yeah.
Because you can do anything anywhere nowadays.
Yeah. And then there's the Snowball Effect. You said they showed it on TV. A lot of people will see that and say, wow, if people are standing in line for this, this really must be good. Yeah, I want it too.
Yeah, that's true. And Bum, what do you have, my friend?
Tonight, I'm having from Flying Dog. This is their chocolate milk stout. I just bought this variety pack yesterday. This is called the last minute gift pack with 3 different
caramel lager.
How is that?
Yeah, you know what? The it's very deceptively worded on these beers. There's 3 different beers in this 12-pack. There's Caramel Lager, Christmas Day IPA, and the Chocolate Milk Stout, which I'm having right now.
Is it so? It's not a mint chocolate. It's the regular chocolate.
Yeah, Chocolate Milk Stout.
Okay.
And if you look on the pack here, it says partnership pack, and on each of the beers, it has a.
I'm going to be on the lookout for that pack.
Yeah, it's a little deceptive though, because if you don't read the fine print, with the Chocolate Milk Stout, you see. And it's a partnership pack. Salazan dark chocolate, the caramel lager, you see Fisher.
Uh-oh.
ISIS struck again.
Yeah, ISIS.
When you see that, it makes you think, oh, these beers are brewed with these ingredients in
we
tiny
lost for a quick second.
We lost you. We might have missed a whole bunch of information.
Oh, okay.
ISIS struck you again.
Yeah, it's been doing that a lot lately. I'll just say real quick, each of these 3 beers has a like a candy company or some kind of food company listed with it, and it gives you the impression that these beers are brewed with this particular ingredient, and then you see in fine print pairs with, as opposed to them actually being brewed with. And I didn't read the fine print. I still might have bought it anyway, but I will say, the Chocolate Milk Stout is the best of the 3. I give it a A-. The Caramel Lager is okay, and the IPA, Christmas Day IPA, is pretty underwhelming. The Caramel Lager and the IPA both actually remind me of something that would turn up in a Sam Adams variety pack.
Zach, have you had any of those? I imagine you have from Flying Dog.
Is that Flying Dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, we get Flying Dog still. I mean, for those that don't know, Flying Dog was originally a Colorado brewery.
Yeah.
Started in the mountains and moved down here to Denver. And when they left Denver, they left a big sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. To where you don't see them around very much. But I've had the chocolate stout. It's definitely pretty good. I think I've had the Christmas Day IPA before. But I typically like everything Flying Dog does. It's basic, but it's like entry level beer, I think. But it's just well done.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going after to break any hearts. They're not going to create the lines that we were talking about for some of these CBS, PBS, or whatever the fuck, some of these other crazy sour beers and bullshit. But, it's just good mid-90s beer.
Yeah, just good, kind of sessionable-ish, if you would say. Nothing.
I think you put that with Breckenridge, Left Hand, the bigger guys that sometimes you forget about and then you revisit and you're like, oh.
Right. Yeah, not bad. This ain't bad. And reasonably priced. How was that one priced, Bum?
It was actually $22 for the 12-pack, which was a little inflated, even for Pennsylvania. And like I said, it's a special pack and special labeling, and with the advertising on it, if you don't read carefully, you would think it was actually brewed with the ingredients pictured on the pack, which it is not.
Yeah, it's a little. That's a little tricky, man. I hate when they play those sort of games, right? That's a pretty bad one, actually, right? If they're putting it on, you think, okay, that's in the beer, but you're like, no, they actually want you to pair that with that beer. You're
like the Christmas Day IPA. If you don't read the fine print, it looks like it's brewed with Otterbine's orange white chocolate chip cookies. Doesn't that sound good? But it pairs with them, not as brewed with them.
Yeah, that's BS, man. Right? That's not cool.
Yeah.
You know.
But I will say that the chocolate milk stout in this pack made the pack worth buying. It's a little thin, and it's certainly no Samuel Smith chocolate stout.
And what are you getting? 4 beers?
Yeah, four of each.
Okay. So I'll share the screen on that one really quick for anybody interested. 621 totals, 594 in the last 30 days, 6.3 ABV, 20 IBUs, 3.72 bottle caps. And it says chocolate because Lord knows the world doesn't need another fruitcake. Now, there happens to be a fruitcake lover in the chat room right now. I'm telling you firsthand because I was raised with a fruitcake lover. So, and she is a little fruitcakey. So, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's kind of where I get it from. You know, so, and CJ, mind your grandma, boy. But yeah, that's and our friend Andrew. What are you having, bro?
I'm having the same thing you are, Joe. Only Minnesota brewery.
Yeah, Minnesota brewed. This is the Phoenix edition, you know, of the old local water.
Mine happens to be a 64-ounce container.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's got it. Well, he's a much bigger dude, so he's got to go big, you know.
Go big or go home.
Of course, Mom put it in there. Hey, watch it.
Well, of course, Mom's got to chime in.
Yeah.
Who you calling fruitcake?
Yeah, Carrie says, who you calling fruitcake? Yeah. Missy Kent says, heard massive hype about, the CABS. I'm sorry, the CBS. Hope you can get it, Joe. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm gonna be on the lookout for that one. I have not paid too much attention to that, but
if you called your local place and be like,
oh,
hey,
you know what? I can look it up, right? But you know what? Their website isn't always necessarily what they have in stock.
While we're talking Founders, that's a Founders beer, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Another. I hate to go back to this topic all the time, but did everybody hear the news about Avery Brewing?
Yes.
Did not.
So Avery was purchased or split apart, I guess, much how Founders is by the same company that bought Founders, or a holding company that investment now.
So what are they trying to expand?
Same company that invested. It's a Spanish company. They're also the company that owns Warsteiner and Carlsbad.
Yeah.
So Avery is no longer considered a craft brewery.
Yeah. That was the big. That's how I had heard it. I had heard it on that angle, not necessarily that they were making a big deal about Avery being sold, but as much as it was, they're not considered craft anymore now that they're owned by.
We believe it's a 30% stake, just like what Founders did.
Yeah, I heard it was 40, but in any case, it's split hairs.
Yeah, it's a minority stake.
Yeah.
But what that does is mean that they are not owned in America, which does not make them. They're owned by a company that makes multiple. I mean, what was it? It was like 10 million barrels.
Yeah, it was more the barrels, not necessarily that they were foreign owned or anything anymore. It was necessarily the size issue.
It's the size of their conglomerate.
Yeah.
So they will not be at GABF anymore. They won't.
Really?
They're no longer. As of the new year, they won't be part of the Colorado Brewers Guild.
Yeah, because that's what it was. It was more getting into the Brewers Association's definition of
craft. As there's a difference when you're bought out. They just signed up with this company. Now they're this mate where everybody goes, well, why is Sam Adams still craft? Sam Adams is still owned by only Sam Adams. And Sam Adams just owns Sam Adams. So,
yeah, a lot of people think it's just size, but yeah.
But Sam Adams, when you talk about this in comparison to what Sam Miguel owns, is a fractionable company. And what I saw it as is it's a tactic to get into Europe for the big craft beer boom that we're going to see in Europe.
Yeah.
That is Avery, that is Founders. Stone built a brewery over there for this. I mean,
Right.
we're going to see a craft beer boom in Europe in the next 5 to 6 years. And I think that's these companies saying, yeah, well, we conquered over here. Now we have to go over here.
Yeah, well, because as these small breweries become more corporate, and corporate and the investors want you to grow. Otherwise, that you no more get money. So you have to show growth, and once you've kind of covered the basically the lower 48, or basically the most of North America, you got to go somewhere to grow. And you're starting to see it now with some of the European breweries coming over here as well too. And some of the South American breweries are starting to come north, at least in my area, which is cool. And Mexican breweries sending their craft beer up this way. Well, at least I do in my area. I'm not, not far from Mexico, but even right here, I don't imagine, at least in Albuquerque, I didn't see this many Mexican craft beers, which is good,
What is like the pinnacle style for the Mexican breweries?
Oh, by the way, Tom, the CBS is showing $25 a bottle.
There you go.
But it says here produced in very limited amounts. Sold only in stores where available, and beer is not eligible for shipping to Arizona.
I've got Total Wine's got this Kentucky breakfast stout for a penny south of $23 a bottle.
Yeah, that's the Kentucky though. This is the
ABS is still good. But...
Yeah, but it's not CBS, which which is the one that.
If you like bourbon, the Kentucky's a good way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got a Founder's Breakfast Stout too at Total Wine for $8.50 a bottle, but its ABV is 8.3.
Yeah, that's available everywhere.
Now that Founder's that was the one that was the malt liquor that Bum tried, right?
The DKML.
Yeah, and so I see that every time too, and I think thank God Bum tried that. I don't have to try it. So that's the closest we get to craft to malt liquor here on this show. Other than Bum sacrificed, jumped on the grenade there, and we don't have to even try that one. But what's the latest in malt liquor there, Bum?
Well, I still have 2 of those DKMLs aging in my fridge.
Oh,
So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know when I'm going to break those out.
We shall see. Billy D
in the house.
Yes.
So well, this week in the world of malt liquor, I'm starting to wonder if maybe these guys aren't aware of us, because remember how we were talking about a Malt Liquor Hall of Fame a couple weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
And that was like, whoever brought it up, you or Mark Joe, that was like a share a beer idea. I had never heard these guys mention it. Well, all of a sudden, in his latest video, 209J Jones didn't mention a Malt Liquor Hall of Fame, but he did mention a monument to be called Malt Rushmore.
Malt Rushmore.
That's pretty good, man. That is pretty good.
Where
who is that again?
209J Jones.
Oh, okay.
He's the one who I've warned you is a little bit unhinged at times in his videos. That's why I recommend watching him with extreme reservations, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But he said that once Malt Rushmore is built, the first person that he wants to put on it is Mr. Rayner 009. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned Mr. Rayner before. He's known as the Incredible Hulk of the MLDC. He's not a young man. He's about my age. He's in his early 50s, and he's in very, very good shape. He's obviously a weightlifter, and he seems to be somebody that everybody gets along with, and nobody ever has a beef with him. But that's who 209J Jones has proposed to be the first face carved onto Malt Rushmore.
Malt Rushmore. That is I like this happy malt giving, winning. Yeah. Oh, he
Vega.
doesn't like Eminem?
No, he does not. Can you tell by the video title?
Yeah, exactly. That's what kind of gave it away. That's hilarious, man.
209J Jones likes muscle cars, cooking, malt liquor,
And Cheetos, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beer and pizza.
Yeah. And he also likes being politically incorrect too.
Don't we all though?
Not to the extreme that this guy does.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, we've got nothing on this cat. What was the other guy's name there that he thinks would be on Malt?
Mr. Rainer 009. RAINER 009.
Oh, 009.
009. It should come up.
Not quite 007.
There he is. There is the Incredible Hulk of Malt Liquor. There he is.
Oh my goodness.
And that is his 1200 Club video right there. That is where you drink 3 40s in 10 minutes or under.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They look like a bunch of criminals to be honest.
Yeah, well, with the ski
all have
mask and everything, yeah.
Actually, on the contrary, and this is kind of a frightening thing if you watch enough of his videos, 209J Jones is apparently a cop.
Oh, really?
He's a
Yeah.
cop?
Yeah.
Holy.
Wow.
Well, like you said, yeah.
Gotta have an alter ego.
Yeah, not all cops are on the up and up either. So, that's right along Tom's line there is what he was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be funny though if one of us went undercover, started a page, and joined.
Yeah. Hey, well, have at it, man. Have at it, Tom.
Go ahead. Cam up, Tom.
Yeah.
And make sure you follow the blueprint.
Yeah, you got to follow the blueprint, and you got to start drinking malt liquor, man. Yeah. You got to take one for the
How
team.
about this? Just do the narration, and I'll do all the chugging. But I just won't speak.
Yeah, that's holy crap, man. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be willing to do that,
I don't think I could do it. We went down to one of kind of just this dive burger bar on Sunday, and I had 6 or 7 Coors, and man, I woke up feeling a little funny the next day.
So what's the rest of the malt liquor report there, Bum?
Well, the only other things we have are that the Steel Worldwide P. Glen feud is continuing.
Oh.
And
good.
this week's new videos from Steel Worldwide are titled "The P. Glen Supports Sweatshops," which I think is in regards to maybe all the ties that the P. Glen wears in his videos. The P. Glen wishes the Redcoats won the war against America. And I'll swell your eyes shut, P. Glen.
Jesus. My goodness.
And Fear, who I mention all the time now, Fear has possibly canceled his 4040s extension, which was known as 4440s before Fear turns 44. He did video number 41 last week, and he did it as a live stream, and I watched it, and it went on for about an hour, and he drank a Natty Ice 40 in that video. But the video got blocked in most countries because of the music copyright thing.
Oh, yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff these days. Yeah.
Yeah, so he did another live stream yesterday, and I was on there again with him, and I asked him if he planned on continuing with the Challenger, redoing that video, and he said possibly not. And also on that live stream yesterday, Jay Vega was on the live stream, and I did in the chat that's available on there, just like on here, I said to Jay Vega, "Are you going to be checking in with us tomorrow night?" And that's all the information I gave, knowing that he would know what that meant, and I got no response from him.
You should just tell him we're going to be talking about you, Jay Vega. All right? You want to hear?
Jay Vega knows where to find us because he checked. My God, he checked in for about 3 straight years every Tuesday.
Yeah,
and then even including in the live chat once, it went to this format. But he hasn't been here for a few months now, so he knows where to find us.
That's what actually started the Malt Liquor Report.
Exactly.
Because he would check in, and I don't know if it was me or who it was, but he'd been doing it for so long. I just finally thought, and like Bum says, it had been a couple years of doing this. And he'd check in at Malt Liquor, and we just kind of would laugh. We go. And then one day, I don't know if it was Bum or me it
was me.
We were like, who is this guy? And I think Bum did look him up, and he was like, you'd be kind of interested to know who this guy is. You know what I'm saying? And we're like, oh.
And even for a year after that, I didn't realize there were dozens and dozens of other Jay Vegas out there making videos.
Now, way back in the day, when we first started Share a Beer, it was the only time that we really got to talk about it as a group. But when I was still literally just doing beer reviews, way back in the day, now I was well aware of the what do they call themselves? The Malt Liquor. What was it, man? Anyway, CB.
The BDU.
Yeah, the BDU. Yeah, they call themselves the BDU, and they were huge, man. They were, and they kept trying to recruit me into that group, man, hard. And I was like, yeah, no, dude, that's not my thing. And there were some really crazy cats back then, man. And I was like, yeah, no. Some dude from Alabama, and oh my God, it was crazy, man. But I always avoided them. It was a little tempting, though, because they were a crazy bunch of dudes. But I was like, yeah, no.
You're probably hearing banjos with probably some of the group, too.
I don't know, man. There was a lot of guns and all kinds of crazy things going on.
You probably heard banjos and guitars going, though, in your head.
Actually, Fear tried to revive half-assed the BDU about a year ago, not in concept, but in name only. And he said he was just doing it just to stir up things. And it did fail.
Yeah, because the BDU they were big, man.
Yeah.
They had a lot of people in their group, and they were really popular. I have to admit, man, they were really popular.
And Joe, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think I remember you saying this at one point. Obviously, we know Jay Vega would, leave the Malt Liquor comment every week for, months straight, leading into years.
Yeah.
Was he actually calling your Joe D hotline number and leaving the message Malt Liquor on your phone?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay.
If you did, I don't remember. But
okay.
I don't have any memory of that. The only real message, every once in a while, someone would leave a message on there, and as far as a viewer or something like that, but that was pretty rare. I very rarely get any messages on there anymore. It's more some marketing thing or something, you know what I'm saying? So it's
plus you don't give the number out. You rarely. I can't remember the last time you did give the number out.
Yeah, I don't give it out, but it's posted. It's on my YouTube channel. So yeah, at any time if someone wants to text or leave a voice message, you can. It's on there. I don't hide it. I just why? Because every time, like my email, if anybody wants to email me, my email is joedreviews@gmail.com. But literally every time I say it, I get, I'll get, 5 or 6 different emails from, hey, join our group, man. We
Yeah,
will
yeah,
market
yeah.
you, and
Yeah.
well, you look like. They give all these, and I guess if you're new to this thing, it might seem like, oh wow, these people are really interested in me. Yeah, maybe I'll sign up and with their group, and they'll promote me and get me viewers, and I'm just not interested in any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a contract, basically, right?
I'm sorry.
They just want to put you into a contract.
Yeah, basically, some of them are pretty legit too, but no, I'm not into promoting your thing, and I do videos on my schedule, man, not yours. You know what I'm saying? Some of them are pretty legit, and they will pay you money, real money. But they want you to, they want production for that money. So I'm like,
You don't want to feel like a job. You want to be your own pace.
yeah, this is I do this for us and for me. You know what I'm saying? At my pace, not not their pace. If I feel like doing a weekend video, I'll do one. If I don't, if I'm gonna go to Rams game and watch them crush the Cardinals like I did this weekend.
Dude, they're
yeah, let's talk about that.
no problem. This is a good team, man. You have to give them props.
Yeah,
they're putting in work.
And I have to, on that note, because I love football, and I have to say, man, they keep doing all this MVP talk on this guy or that guy. Man, you know what? I got to give it to the guy, man. Tom freaking Brady is incredible, and I don't know how you cannot consider Tom Brady for MVP. It's insane. Look what he's doing it with. He's he's got Gronk back, but I mean,
well, Gronk's suspended. How long is Gronk suspended for?
One game.
Did you see that? Did you see that when he?
That was bull, dude. He should be suspended 2 games, and then because he's appealing it, and it, the appeals that have been happening these days, that they'll lower it down to a fine or something. I think that's bull, man. That guy is, what is he, 6'7"?
He was clearly down.
He was down. He used that brace that that arm that he has that brace on.
Yeah.
Clubs the guy, throws his body on him, clubs the guy in the head, gives him a concussion, for Christ's sake.
Oh, he gave him a concussion?
Yeah, man. He's under a concussion protocol, man.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it was an awful hit, bro. It was ugly. And, how he didn't get 2 games and then appeal that down to 1 game suspension is insane to me. He's Gronk, and I love the guy. He's
rowdy.
Pretty nice guy. Yeah, he is a little crazy, but he lost it, man.
And I know Paul is thinking the same thing I am today. Let's see him; he's nodding his head based on the suspensions that were given out in the Steelers-Bengals game last night, as they compared to the Gronkowski suspension.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was absolutely nasty last night.
Yeah, we're getting the NFL turning into the World Boxing Federation here, for Christ's sake. It's our WWE. You know what I'm saying? It's like some of this stuff, man. It's just those other cats that were fighting and tearing chains off each other and all that. I happen to see these players wearing chains, and I'm, what the hell are you doing wearing a chain during a football game anyway?
Yeah,
did anybody even question that? I'm like, why are you wearing a chain? I'll see that, on TV, and they'll show a receiver or a running back or whatever doing their thing, and then they get up and their chain falls out of their pads, and you're like, you're wearing a chain during a game?
You can put that on after the game. No one even sees it.
Yeah. I didn't realize last night they're talking about how many NFL rules were formed as a result of the Bengals and Steelers games.
Yeah. Yep.
How enlighten me? I didn't watch most of that game.
What was
the Hines Ward rule?
What's that?
The Hines Ward rule. The play that Juju Smith-Schuster used last night to block Burfict was a legal block up until Hines Ward knocked somebody out with it a few years ago. That would have been just a good football play a few years ago.
Yep.
Yeah,
now he got a 1-game suspension for it today.
Oh, today, okay. Yeah, that Grunk hit was awful. But in any case, how Tom Brady, getting back to my point there, how he's not considered for MVP is insane, man. The guy's what's his touch since he came back off his suspension, everybody's been suspended. But since he came back off his suspension last year, I think the last I had heard, he's like, I don't know, 56 touchdowns to like 2 or 3 interceptions or something. It's ridiculous.
It's almost to the point when he's gone. It's gonna be like, are we gonna find somebody else like him? We're not gonna find anybody like him ever. I don't think ever.
Yeah.
It's just. He's been around for how long?
Yeah, forever, man.
15 years?
It's kind of like he'll be kind of like Jordan. You know, when Jordan was playing. Oh, and I was never really a huge Jordan fan. I'm a Laker dude. I love Lakers. I love the Magic. I love Magic. Magic is my freaking dude even to this day. I love Magic. In any case, you know, when Jordan was still playing, though, when he was still playing in the league and still playing for the Bulls, you know, people were really, you know, they didn't really talk about him all the time. They didn't really consider him for MVP all the time either. You know, he was just kind of a, you know, and then when he went to, what was it, the Wizards,
yeah,
you know, they really didn't talk about him anymore, you know, and he's done and all that sort of talk was happening. And then once he did retire for good, you know, all of a sudden he became this icon, and every year that goes by, you know, you know, Jordan, you know, crapped out gold coins or something. I don't know. It was just he was the best thing since sliced cheese. You know what I'm saying? Which he was. He was great.
Yeah.
But you know, they're kind of doing the same thing with Brady. Like you're taking one of the I don't think there's any doubt that he's the best quarterback the league's ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't see how anybody could even say anything different. Yeah. And he's taken so for granted. Until he retires. You watch when he retires and you get about 2 or 3 years out. Oh, this guy, he tries to be like Brady. He'll never be no Brady. Oh, Tom Brady. Oh, Tom Brady. Blah, 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 blah. They'll be slurping Brady like crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the Steelers did that when Terry Bradshaw retired. It was, you know, quarterbacks for generations were always compared to that, and he could never match that potential. You know, that I felt bad for the later quarterbacks. It might have been good, but they were never Terry Bradshaw. So
it's
good. Well, in Steelers case, they weren't really Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah,
were they?
You're right.
And it's not like Terry Bradshaw was that great either. He just had Lynn Swan, and he had all these guys that could like jump. You know,
and, I mean, and when he just to solidify your point, Joe, when Bradshaw was playing, when he was active, he was hated by a lot of people in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Wasn't until the legend grew in the ensuing decades.
Right. Yeah, but you gotta look at when they played too, because the quarterbacks nowadays, if they get touched, it's a penalty.
Yep.
Yeah.
When Terry Bradshaw, like, there was some bad men behind the line hitting them.
Yeah.
He was getting hard.
Another thing you got to look at as far as quarterbacks are concerned now, they got an earpiece in their helmet where they got your defensive or offensive coordinators telling them what plays to use. The last quarterback to call his own plays who retired, he played for the Broncos, John Elway. He had all of his plays wrote on his wristband. And he called his own plays. You saw him do these, hold a hand up. You saw him hold up a couple of fingers. The sidelines knew who to send in and take off, and they already knew what play he was going to do. He called his own plays.
I mean, if not that, they would have a person at substitute run out. The coach would tell them to play, substitute, run in, go to everyone else to play, and then the play would go.
Yep.
I mean.
But Elway, he was a master at what he did, and he read the field.
Yeah, that was it was great. You know, going to the game this weekend, this past weekend at least.
You got some great seats. I got to give you that one.
Yeah, anybody that wants to see on my Instagram, Jody Photography. On Instagram, you're more than welcome to look at those posts and I do post a few pictures from the game. I don't take. I go to so many games there. I don't take a huge amount of pictures, and I literally use my iPhone to take all the pictures and video anymore. I don't, make too big a deal about it. It's still a big deal when I see the Rams, though. I love the Rams, and it's still a big deal. This year was very different than last year with Fisher. For one thing, Goff. I mean, he just sprinted on the field, man, just so aggressively. Last year, when I seen him with Fisher, they just kind of trotted on and just kind of okay. It's just a totally different tempo to the team. But when you think about it, you got the Rams and you've got the Vikings right now leading the NFC. And then when you think about it, Fisher had both those quarterbacks last year. Fisher had Goff, and he had oh my God, who's coaching Minnesota right now? Oh my God, quarterbacking. Oh my God, I forgot.
Oh, I don't talk about.
How'd I forget his name? He was on our team last year.
He's really good. He's really good.
Yeah. I don't know. I forgot his name all of a sudden. Anyway, Fisher, Jeff Fisher had, who was the coach of the Rams last year, had both those quarterbacks, and couldn't do jack with either one of them, didn't really like either one of them. And now you bring in a new coach, a new coaching staff, or mostly a new coaching staff. And those two, they traded off. Oh my God, how did I forget his name? But they traded off one of those quarterbacks to Minnesota, and he wasn't their starter, but he's come in now that you've had two of their other guys get hurt, and he's crushing it, man. He's got the Vikings number one right now, I think, right in the NFC.
What do you think's going to happen to Teddy Bridgewater?
I have no clue, really. I don't follow the Queens at all. I don't have time. I've got other stuff to do.
Yeah.
It looks like Cleveland always needs a quarterback. That'd be a nice trade.
Maybe more than a quarterback.
Yeah. They need to start with a quarterback at least.
We'll see. That's
So my opinion though on the Vikings is it seems like the last 5 or 6 quarterbacks that they had turned out to be lemons when they got them as new draftees. They get traded to other teams, and all of a sudden these other teams are going to the Super Bowl. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Okay, let me get out of this. Since we've got a few minutes here, let me get out of this and turn to something else that we've talked about, non-beer related, but it's something that we have talked about, and I want to get to this because I think it's going to be interesting to a lot of people. The future is, I think we can agree, electric cars are going to be a big part of the future. Automation is going to be a big thing. Part of that is no longer owning a car. Part of that is subscribing to a car. We've talked about car subscriptions. We've talked about Porsche on this show. We've talked about Cadillac subscription service. Both of those are very expensive. What those do offer you, though, for that high price is literally month to month, or even in so many weeks you can change cars. Volvo's got a program that's starting at $600. Seems to cover pretty much everything as the headline. When we scroll down here now, this is only for the 2018 Volvo XC40, which you can see here pictured is their new compact SUV. Okay. Now, Volvo calls their program Care, and let me make this a little bigger for you.
Did they cover the insurance, or do you have?
Yeah, we'll talk about that here. With Care by Volvo, subscribers be able to order. It should have said will subscribe. With Care by Volvo, subscribers be able. Yeah, I just missed the will. So and maybe that's a Bonix. I don't know, but anyway, subscribers be able to order XC40, Volvo's newest compact SUV, and currently the only car available with the service for $600 a month before local taxes. So local taxes is the only thing not figured in here because there's all different states, right? Everybody has different tax. You can get the XC40 with the T5 engine. That's the turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, which is very popular in motor right now. Everybody's using, they have a variant of their own 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged motor. Premium package, vision package, heated front seats and steering wheel, panoramic roof, and 19-inch wheels. $600 a month. Now, for $700 a month, you can get pretty much that whole same thing, plus a Harman Kardon, right? It's Kardon. That's hard for me to say. Sound
Harman
system,
Kardon.
and 20-inch, 5 double-spoked matte wheels. Okay, now, unlike Cadillac's book program, Care by Volvo has no down payments or one-time enrollment fees, right? So there's none of those fees. Included in that monthly fee is a factory scheduled maintenance, okay? 24/7 customer care and concierge service, including roadside assistance, insurance, and an annual 15,000-mile allowance that covers tire and wheel damage protection, wear and tear replacements, including wipers and brakes. You must have, so you just have to pay for gas. Now, getting into the insurance. Now, Care by Volvo customers will be covered under a premium personal insurance policy issued by Liberty Mutual Insurance. The cost of the insurance is part of the subscription price, so no extra charge for that. This is part of it, and provides customers with $250,000 bodily injury per person, $500,000 bodily injury coverage per accident, and $500 deductible applied to both comprehensive and collision. So, is that something I could interest you in?
Too rich for me.
I mean, that's what you're
$600 a month is pretty much a normal car payment.
Yeah.
Well, with the insurance, yeah. I mean,
and it's a 24-month program. So for 24 months, you can subscribe to this car. Now, since this is a brand new deal, okay, they are going to offer a plan so you can get like an early out sort of thing. Okay, the subscription term is 24 months. Volvo says there will be an option to change cars and sign up for a new 24-month subscription halfway through if you're really impatient. So, in other words, it could only go 12 months, and then you want a new car. They start offering a new car from Volvo, of course. Then you could sign up for that new car for another 24 months. So I know a lot of people are monthly paying on their phones these days to get the latest smartphone, and they have no problem doing that. Subscribing to a car. Now, you don't own the car. It's not like a lease. You can't sell the car. There's no those sort of options. It's literally renting a car on a monthly basis that includes everything but taxes for your local area. Now, once they do make that payment for you specifically in your area, then it's going to include the taxes, right? They just can't. And the difference with Porsche and Cadillac and Ford, because Ford has a program now too, all those are limited to specific areas. Volvo's program is available right now. You can go to a Volvo dealer tomorrow, sign up, you'll get delivery of your car in the spring of next year.
Wow. So it comes out to about, I mean, if you have a 2-year contract, it comes about to what, $14,000?
Yeah, Mark said somewhere in the pre-show, he said somewhere around 16 grand.
Yeah. I mean, if that's, I mean, because you go away spot free, the car is gone after that.
Yeah, after that, yeah. You keep now. I would imagine you keep it under 15,000 a year, and yeah, so basically you're going to get 30,000 miles.
You can beat the crap out of it. You can do whatever you want with it, and they cover it, right? Basically,
you're insured. That's the whole thing too. You're getting a car. You don't have to buy separate insurance. You don't have to do anything. Scheduled maintenance. And they even said tires and wheels. So it's like even wiper blades, for Christ's sake. You're literally.
Now, did you say it's 30,000 mile limit in 2 years?
Yeah, because you're going to have 15,000 a year. So I would imagine.
Yeah,
right.
That negates it for me right there, because I don't want to be dictated. To me, that gets into my life and living my life, and it's a good deal. I'm sure that's great for a lot of people, just not for me.
Yeah, I drive everywhere, so
what the penalty is going over 15,000. That would be nice to know.
Yeah, that part would be nice to know.
Because I do drive over 15,000 a year.
Do you really? Okay, so then yeah, that wouldn't interest you at all. Yeah, there's some people it's just not gonna. Man, I'm telling you that. You know, uh,
There's people who love it.
sometime next year I am going to get another vehicle. I want a second car. So these sorts of subscription services appeal to me. A little. They have me intrigued, I'll say.
Oh yeah, it's
And
great it's great that they offer that, and great for people depending on what your individual needs are. Just not for me.
Yeah,
Seems like next level leasing. Like how leasing, like having a car for a year.
Yeah.
has
Now
something.
see this program too. There's no upfront cost, so you're not having to put how like at least $3,500 down and then so much a month and all that. Now I don't know what the qualifier is. I don't know what I would imagine. You would still have to have a decent credit and those sort of things. I'm sure there's still going to be a credit approval, whatever that. I don't know those sort of details, how that would affect that cost, but what kind of credit you would need to get in. But I would imagine you still have to have good credit. Barring those sorts of things, man, $600 a month. You add taxes, maybe that adds another $50 or so to the cost every month. Maybe you're looking at $650 a month, but then that's it. Just gas. I think that's pretty good. I haven't seen this XC40. Hopefully they offer maybe some of their sedans. I do like some of their sedans. Some of their sedans are fairly nice. But there you go, man. So there's more. The Ford plan is a little different. I'm pretty vague on the details of that one so far, but we've got what is this? KB Killer 420 in the chat. He says, Joe D, I remember watching this channel back when you used to check the smoke whip pop in the Top School channel. I still do that.
Still do.
We have anybody that pops a bottle on here now knows that you have to check for smoke. It's like, that's just what you do, right? It's like why would you sear meat in a pan without getting all the bits out of there? That's the flavor, right? That's the
Neary stars.
Yeah, that's the as a matter of fact, yeah. Neary right now, we don't even have a guy from this country that's the king. I'm not even the king of smoke. Neary's the king of smoke, unquestionable. That there's undisputed king of smoke.
He takes it under the ground off his panels.
Yeah.
Yeah, KB Killer 420 needs to tune into the Friday show to see some serious smoke.
He is the king of smoke. That guy can crack. He could crack. You know what? He could crack a Budweiser and it would smoke forever.
And not only that, but a stale Budweiser. The stalest beer possible. You pop that sucker, it'd be blowing smoke like Mount Vesuvius.
Those Rochefort, whatever it is, those Rocheforts that he gets for really cheap. Those are expensive here.
Yeah, man, they're not.
Jeez.
They're expensive over there too. He knows he got a deal on them. That's why he bought 500 of them.
Yeah.
He's got them stuffed underneath his house.
He does. He has some.
He's got them squirreled underneath his house.
Like a patch panel opens up.
Yeah, Neary's great.
Yeah, he actually showed it to us.
Yeah, he did.
On one of these shows. I forgot which one though.
Yeah.
But it was sometime last year.
Oh, by the way, guys, anybody wants to get alerts, go to my channel, go to my YouTube channel. On there, I have all the shows, and you can set an alert. And it literally says, click here, set alert. That's literally what the button says. Click that, and you'll get an alert anytime we go live. If you don't want to miss the next show, maybe you want to jump in on the next show live. I generally put a link at the top of every chat, so you can jump in that way. You can follow me on Google Plus. I generally put a link in. I don't think I did today, but just for those that don't know, we are here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and every Friday during this time zone, change here at 12 p.m. Eastern. So you can tune in hopefully on Tuesday, or if not, maybe the Friday show suits you better. If not, then just get an alert anytime I go live. Sometimes I pop in on a Saturday or a Sunday, depending on what I have going on that weekend. And
every once in a while, I'll do a 5-hour show.
The 5-hour show is epic.
I told you I'd never do a 5-hour show. Never.
Guess what? You did one. You did one.
We didn't do a 5-hour show. We did a 6-hour show.
That was great that one night. We should do
even if I did another 5-hour show, according to our president, I didn't do a 5-hour show. That's the standard nowadays, man. Even if I did it, I didn't do it. I don't care if you got it on video or not. I didn't do it.
Fake news.
It's fake news, man. I don't know where you heard that from. Oh, your source is me? I didn't do it.
It's an imposter. He superimposed you.
Imposter.
Imposter. Great. So, Carrie, Killer B, Mom, everybody that jumped in, Dickie's Beer Reviews, man. Thank you. What is it, Mr. Angus Wangus? I think we haven't seen him in a little while. Yeah, he's been in there before. I don't think we've seen him in a while, but thank you guys, everybody that tuned in. I really do appreciate it. Everybody watching out there, if you're watching on your streaming device or Apple TV or however you decide to watch us. I don't like to do this anymore. Hey, yeah, check over here, check over there, check down here. You know why? Because chances are, like I watch on my TV a lot, and you don't get to do any of that. You're looking at someone doing this and that and all this, and you're like, you're an idiot. I'm watching on my TV, man. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't exist. So and I think a lot of people a lot of people for the TV viewing, the streaming devices is growing in my numbers. So I can't imagine that it isn't on people that have much bigger channels than I do. Thank you guys once again. I appreciate everyone that tunes in. And Paul, as usual, man, thank you. Appreciate it. Tom, Bum, Andrew, we'll see you, man. Peace, guys.
Next week.
You guys.